Yeah, eat less. You see, it's unfortunate that some people here in our community are considered obese by every standards of the word. And, oh, they go out walking. That's nice. You know, listen to the birds, look at the trees. But walking is only going to take off so many calories. So what you have to do is shut your fucking mouth. Eat with a fork, not a spoon, like not a shovel, not a shovel. Nico, that's what you got to do. Yeah, you want to get the best results? Don't eat all that fat, high carbohydrate food. Don't be drinking those cans of Coca-Cola with your booze. Oh, that doesn't contain a lot of calories. The know-it-all man. Nico, the know-it-all man. You're like a DIY center, a do-it-yourself center. It's just that you're doing it to yourself. Nico, the very fact that you ever weighed 370 pounds, I'm going to tell you something. There's no excuse for that. None. And the fact that you're still weighing close to 300, there's no excuse for that either. Please, please don't coach me about my age and how long I'm going to live. You see me on a stainless steel shelf, dead. Dude, you'll die well before I do, no matter what my age is, brother. You're a glutton. You know what a glutton is, Nico? You're a glutton. You're a glutton. You could have sex with a woman, even if you could, without crushing her to death or smothering her. And when you're that fat, you sweat more, so you smell more. I don't want to hear this bullshit. Oh, I like to see you on a steel slab. Oh, would you now? Would you, Nico? Well, you might get that chance before I do. Yeah, ever think about that? You just might. I'm just saying, Nico. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I triggering you again? I don't mean to. But you said a mouthful, and I'm just going to give you a double mouthful back. You want to lose weight there, Ace? Einstein? Eat less. Eat less. Exercise more. Because I don't care how long you walk. I don't care how long you walk. You're not going to be losing the pounds. As long as you're drinking the booze, the Coca-Cola, all the shit food that you eat, and some of the shit that you buy for your mother. Oh, mama's boy. You love your mommy? That's a great thing to love your mommy, Nico. I seen what you were buying her in the store. I was going to buy a few of these things for my mama. What did you buy her? There was nothing that you bought her that was healthy. You want her alive a long time? Sure you do. I understand. But I imagine that you bring her to all these fast food places and to show your love. Because you're a loving guy. Right, Nico? You're a loving guy, aren't you? Well, you don't love yourself, because I'll tell you one thing. If you loved yourself, you would not be almost 300 pounds. You would have never weighed 370 pounds to begin with. It's called self-destruction. Self-esteem is shot. Apparently your life isn't going as well as you tell everybody it is. Because you would not have all that weight on you. Because somebody who respects their body... Oh, you talk about smoking. What about your drinking, Nico? Besides your gluttonous behavior with food, what about your drinking, Nico? You're always drinking. You're always drinking. You always were. You always did. You to talk about me? You talking about me? You talking about me? Yeah, you sure were. Guess what? I'm talking about you. Think of that. You're a glutton. You're a glutton. I could think of other names for you too, but you're a glutton. Oh, I saw you on a swing, he said. Had that rolls of fat. Well, I don't know. I don't see any rolls. I don't see any rolls. I could lose about an inch or two in my belly, not 36 inches like you. The big difference between 1 or 2 inches in the belly than like 30 inches and above. Think about that, Nico. Think about that. You're gonna live longer than me? Yeah, you and what army? Really? And you think death is all age related? Is that what you think? You're like 50 years old, right? Still wearing braids in your hair, right? Talking gangster talk. Fuck, man, grow up. Grow up. You're 50. You're half a century old, man. Grow up. And do you really think that the shape you're in at age 50, that you're going to make it to age 70? You're kidding yourself. You're kidding yourself. You will never make it to 70 years old. In fact, you'll be on a steel slab well before I'd be. Guaranteed. I know you wish that on me. Well, you know what? I'm going to be a better person. I'm not going to wish that on you. I would wish that you would wake up and smell the coffee, not the alcohol. That you would wake up and start using spoons and forks instead of a fucking shovel, a hoe, a garden hoe, besides the hose that you try to date, that you got to pay for. Two types of hose. There's a garden variety and there's a female variety. You know what a hoe is, don't you there, Nico? You sure do. That's the only women you're going to fucking get. Somebody you have to pay for to be with. Why, you think a woman wants to be with you? Where'd you ever get that idea? You're kidding yourself. You're just absolutely kidding yourself. I'm happy at home with mommy. Well, God forbid if something happened to your mom, where would you be? What would you do? What would you do without your mommy? Sometimes you gotta untie that apron string, dude. Oh, that was bullshit. Yeah, he came to the Philippines. He stood here for a while. He was supposed to stay here a lot longer. But then Jay Stillman came back into town, another YouTuber, and wanted to kick Nico's ass. And Nico found an excuse to take off. He had no plans. I repeat, he had no plans to go back to America. Mom, but my mommy needs me. She did well all that time you were gone. All of a sudden, the timing on this. His mommy needs him. And I know you people wouldn't understand, he says, but my mommy's important to me. He said about me, so you don't have a mommy. Well, sure I do. But she's dead. I can't spend no time on her. You idiot. Jesus Christ. I think you need your mother to hold your hand all the time. You know, the guy goes to the Philippines like a half a year. He's going to bring back a little gift for his mother. What does he bring her? Take a wild guess, folks. A broom. A local made broom with the, made of the strands of bamboo, whatever. He brings her a broom. Here, get to work. Get to work. Sweep those goddamn floors outside. Sweep the goddamn cement grounds. Now, I don't know. I'm a little more thoughtful than that. I would think of what would be a great gift from the Philippines to bring home to mom. Well, I could tell you it won't be a broom. A fucking broom. A broom. Hey, Mark Catley. Wow, you were right all along about Popeye. Guy can't even walk. You nailed it once again, sir. Yeah. And guess who spilled the beans? Nico. He unfortunately couldn't catch himself. Kind of Popeye came in there and abruptly interrupted that train of thought when Nico said that Popeye doesn't ride a bike, but that he has a mobile, what do you call that? Yeah, motorized, somebody doesn't have any mobility. And what do you call that again? Well, for somebody who has no mobility, they have to use an electric, mobility scooter. Yeah. Well, Nico fucked up on that one. Well, now we know. Now we know. If anybody was ever wondering about that and had any thoughts about that, we already know now. Came out. I always say it all comes out in the wash, don't I? I say that a lot, don't I? Because I'm usually right. It all comes out in the wash, right, Mark? Everything comes out in the wash, all the dirt. That's right. That's why you wash clothes. You want to get the dirt out of it. But Nico fucks up all the time. He's always fucking up. Everything, whether it's a relationship, we're trying to get one, we're succeeding in getting himself healthier. Can you believe that fucker was 370 pounds? He's still almost 300, a little less. That's fucking obese. That's major obese. Okay, now we know why Popeye never came back to the Philippines. He can't walk. That would be correct. There you go. We finally know the answer why Popeye will not go to the Philippines or go anywhere without his little motorized scooter, his mobility unit. Now we know. Well, apparently, maybe he had a spinal injury from somewhere. Okay, because unless he's just in such bad shape in his 60s that he can't walk, whatever, because he never exercises. No wonder he talks about the good old days back in Subic Bay, because that's all he's had, Mark. That's all he's had. Anyway, word up and word out, folks. Word up and word out. Share the knowledge. We now know that Popeye can't walk, but he can sure talk, can he? Oh, sure can. Oh, he can talk away like there's no tomorrow. And that's why he sits around all day watching General Hospital soap operas. He's a latchkey guy. He's a lock-in. He's, you know, what could he do but get on his little scooter? He acts like, I got 68,000 miles on my scooter, my electric scooter. Well, try walking 68. Oh no, it's 68 miles. He's got 68 miles, on his electric mobility unit. I think I'd be a little bit more impressed if you actually walked 68 miles of time, rather than get on an electric scooter and do that. What do you say, Mark? See what I mean? I am right all the time. I figure people out. It doesn't take very long. I knew this a long time ago. Not only is he a coward, but in part that's why he's a coward. Well, he's a coward anyway. But the last thing he's going to want to do is get into physical confrontation with anyone, or let them know that he's wheel-bound. Okay? Probably has a wheelchair in the house, but when he has to go anywhere, they'll help him get on his electric scooter. He'll go to the store and use the store's electric carts, and to him, he goes for a hike, but to him, a hike is on his little mobility unit. That's exactly what he's doing. I've never been so convinced in my life, never been so convinced in my life, that this is what's going on with this guy. It finally paints the appropriate picture of why he has all that time on his hands to create these little hateful skits, I call them, about other people. Number one, not only has he got all that time, but he's so frustrated with his life that he has to take it out on other people. Anybody, not just me, anybody who talks about him in a way that he doesn't want to hear, he'll go on the attack, and his way of attacking, because he can't do it physically to anybody, it's impossible. He figured, well, let me get creative and do a video. Hey, we finally figured it out, Mark. The complete picture here. Yeah. He can't walk. He's not mobile. Look. Let's be fair about something here. I don't wish that on nobody, but if it happened to him, it couldn't happen to a better guy. Okay? Couldn't happen to a better person. That's why he's a Chihuahua, okay, with a pit bull bark, okay? It's all he could afford to be. Now, I have no question that financially, I'm sure he's fine. But what do you do with that money? I mean, he doesn't spend. He's never, ever donated in the history. I know this is a fact, because he always said in the past, I will never give money to anybody on YouTube. He's never even donated to a cause that he believes in. Of course, always a hateful cause. Never donated to anybody. Never let loose of his money. Never let loose of his money. He's a tightwad. And I'll bet you he has an array of little orange pill bottles. I bet he takes all kinds of medicine. And he talks about me. Well, he talks about everybody, really. but I still think he's kind of sweet on me. I've been right about things before. Now we know. Mr. Poopeye, Poopeye 1, is not mobile. He's crippled. And look, I'm gonna be fair about this. Again, okay, it's not cool to be crippled. And I'm not against crippled people. I feel sorry that it's happening to crippled people. But to this Jamoli, I won't make any more statements on that with him. You know, whatever happened to him, happened to him. But at least it's out in the open now. Probably slipped on the boat after washing the deck. That's what I thought. That's exactly, Mark, what I thought. That's exactly. Swabbing the decks. Probably what happened. And maybe he hurt his back, and that's why they made him a security guard. He could sit on a chair at the gate and check people's identification, because he couldn't perform anything else. His illustrious naval career. It probably wasn't very illustrious at all. The washing the deck, yep. Hey, it's a service performed, you know. Decks need to be washed, you know. Hey, I wash my floors here. I clean my floors. I mean, you know, things need to be cleaned. It's an honest job if you can get it, right? You know, like picking up condoms, right? Right there, Poopeye? Well, I'll tell you something, Poopeye. If I was picking up condoms, brother, tell you what, must have picked up a lot, because I'll tell you what, it allowed me to buy a house in Seattle, Washington, bro. Shit, picking up condoms. Imagine that there, Mark. Bought me a house in expensive Seattle, Washington. That's right. And I never lost it to a foreclosure, like the Poopsie likes to say. 3 houses I've had so far, and on a piece of land that I sold near the port. Right here, right here, right here in Santa Fe. That's right. You forgot to talk about that one. Oh, but you can't own land. You can't own them. My partner could. I'm just a bank. She could afford to buy it if she wants to, but I bought it. I bought it. And we sold it quicker than shit and made a sassy profit there. Poopeye, what do you think of that? The sun comes out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be sun. When the sun comes out tomorrow, you'll get on your little mobility bike and hike. Oh, but remember he said, Mark, it's a trail bike. Not just any mobility. It's a trail mobility bike. Let's not forget that. Oh. He could hit the trails with it. Oh, gosh. I don't know, man. My day seems brighter and brighter all the time. This Jamoli, him and his buddy Nico, they don't have that savoir-faire that I have. They don't have that panache that I have. If you're going to talk about somebody, do it right. Get the facts straight, first of all. Oh, he even said that I smoke in my house. Never. Never lit up in my house. Never did in the past when I lived alone and when I had my house in Hawaii. Never. Never, Poopsie. But it's easy to make up this shit, isn't it, Poops? Because it makes you feel good. You're not talking about any reality at all, but it's your reality. I don't know if you know what reality is, Poops. I don't think you do. Even Nico. He can't make decisions on his own. Of all the people he's getting advice from is from Poopsie, who doesn't have a fucking clue. Doesn't have a clue. The Crip gossips more than any woman I've known. Like most women, he watches soap operas. General Hospital tells you about him. That's a clue. And that was a clue to me a long time ago. Two things. Two things. Three things, actually. Not two. Three. The fact he doesn't go anywhere. Never travels out of the state. You don't hear him going out with friends for coffee. Nothing like that. And all the time he has on his hands to make these little skits against people like himself on video. And thirdly, the fact that he's home watching General Hospital and makes soap operas part of his day and his life completely. Because his whole life is a soap opera, so he figures why not do it on YouTube? This is a man that's just, this grumpy old mentality. He's got a crab mentality because the man can't get laid. I don't know how far his disability goes, and disabilities are not something to laugh at. But nevertheless, I don't know how far his disability goes. Maybe he can't salute the flag anymore, that Navy flag, Maybe the flag is at half mast. Yeah. Anyway, I just thought I'd do an extra show. When's the last time you had sex, Popeye? Maybe I'll have some right now. I'm in the mood for love, even when you're near me. Funny, but when you're near me, I'm in the mood for love. How about you, Popeye? You just loving on me? Is that what it is? Make love, not war, Popeye. Come on, come on. Then he pushes godliness on people. I can't forget that. So you're not a good person if you don't believe in God. Hey, wait a minute now. That's a personal choice. Not everybody's religious, Popeye. Of course, you've been praying hard all your life because you're fucking crippled. God save me. I need to get laid. I need to find another whore in Subic Bay. I'll make a trip back, I promise. I'll pay her well this time. And I won't marry her. Oh my God. You're sounding handsome tonight, bro. Yeah, I remember that he tried to pass it off to Scooter as a rugged trail bike, LOL. Yeah, I know. It was his trail bike. His trail bike. Man, Mark, or whoever's listening, listen to me. I'm going to say this. Just say it once. Okay. These people, the ones with the big bark, have the least of a bite. It's a fact. The more they bark and the louder they bark, the more you know that they just can't bite. Their teeth are rotten. They don't have any real teeth. They don't have the strength to bite through anything. So, it's like an appearance thing. If I talk louder than somebody else, I might be stronger than them in their mind. If I call them enough insults, maybe the person who's calling the person the insults will actually believe the insults that they're calling the other person. This is what he does. Of course he doesn't want to meet anybody. He doesn't want to meet anybody because, please understand me now, he doesn't want to meet anybody because he doesn't want them to know that he is disabled. And you know this shit about meeting Nico? I'm not even buying that. Nico lives about 40 minutes or something away from him. I don't honestly think Nico claimed that he met him. But I'm thinking that's not true. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that's not true. He doesn't want to expose himself to anybody. And we say expose himself, I can mean that in a lot of other ways too, but we won't go there. So the guy that's trying to proclaim that everybody has a sad life other than him, or particularly me. Well, you know what? If Popeye could live in the Philippines, he would. It's the only way he's going to get a woman. He'll buy him. If he was able to travel to the Philippines, then he would. And we're not talking about money. I mean, what has he got to spend money on? He's got to have a lot of money in the bank by now because he don't go nowhere. He doesn't spend it. That makes sense to you? He watches soap operas, man. Yeah. That's his excitement. What is it, the Quartermains? Are they still around or they all die? I remember my mom, fucking 50 years ago. She used to watch the General Hospital. The Quartermain family, there was, let me remember, there was Alan Quartermain was married to Monica Quartermain. Am I right, Popeye? Right? As a kid, I watched that. I had no choice. That's what she had on TV. Alan even tried to kill Monica once, didn't he? Then there was Luke and Laura. Oh, God. What they made out of Luke and Laura, Mark. The Luke and Laura saga. Luke had this kind of an afro and this blonde, Laura. Oh, they just really made a big thing of that, right, Popeye? You should tell us about it sometime. Oh, yeah, Quartermain. Then he had Sonny. Was that the same show? Was it General Hospital? Sonny, who was kind of a underground kind of character. Sonny, kind of a mafiosa type of guy. Am I right, Robert? Am I right? Am I right? I remember I was a kid. My mom used to watch that shit. This guy's like 60-something years old. He's sitting around all day watching soap operas, maybe because... And look, and I'm going to make a disclaimer here. It's not a funny thing to be disabled. It's not a funny thing to not be able to walk. Okay? It's not. I just want to get that clear. We're not making fun of the disabled. No, we're making fun of him because he's a liar. Only because he's a fucking hateful piece of shit. He's a liar. And I'll say this every goddamn day. He's a liar. He's not happy with his life. I didn't cause your disabling incident, whatever it was. I didn't cause it. Don't jump on my ass for that. Try to make friends in life, not enemies. You're probably saying, thank goodness there's YouTube, right? Aren't you, Robert? Thank goodness there's YouTube. That and the soap operas, I'd have nothing. But I got my little mobility electric bike. Oh, he's got that. He's got 68 miles on it. Wow. I'd like to see you walk. Within 5 years, even walk 68 miles. You can. Now, again, please don't misunderstand what I'm saying here. I'm not making fun of the disabled. It's a horrible thing not to be able to be very mobile and have to depend on an electric mobility scooter. Nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to be in a wheelchair either. I wouldn't want. Hopefully I never will be. Knock on wood somewhere. There's got to be some wood here. No, nobody wants that. And I sympathize with people who are either so old that they can't walk or they got such bad arthritis, they got bone and joint problems and different diseases that will cause you to be wheelchair bound, muscular dystrophy, muscular sclerosis. It's not a funny thing. It's not funny at all, actually. But I'll make an exception in his case only because he's a fucking liar. Only because he's a fucking liar. Trying to portray his life as being better than mine. He never made it back to the Philippines. He still thinks in his mind he's living vicariously through my show and everybody else's shows. Like his mind, like he's still back in Subic Bay in his Navy days. Dude, they're over. It's gone. Live in the present, not the past. Subic Bay days are over. The glory and the glory holds. Join the new millennium. And be the new millennial. The woke generation now. Get woke. Because you're not awake. You need to be woke. Awoke. That's my dissertation on Popeye. Nico slipped. No, he wasn't joking. Nico genuinely slipped. And Popeye played interference right away. No, we don't talk about... But he came in there. Played interference. You probably heard it, Mark. Do you remember hearing it? Am I lying? Am I lying? Tell me, am I lying? Did you hear that show? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Sofa King Frank is funnier than Seinfeld. Well, it was Nico's show. It was Nico's show. Then Popeye got on. Okay. And you should have heard the bullshit in there flying around. The mud was flying. So, Nico slipped is what happened. And he said that Popeye does not ride a motorbike. that he rides a motorized because he hurt himself in got injured. That might explain his injury. Maybe why he was a Walmart greeter. Because I think he spent a lot of years. But then he was saying he had a county job. A county job. So he picked up, so I'll assume that he picked up condoms then. But no, if you have a bad back, you can't walk, you can't pick up condoms. Isn't that what he said, what I did for a living? I picked up condoms? But like I said, if I picked up condoms, bought me a 3-bedroom house in Seattle, Washington, in North Seattle, gotta say something about them goddamn condoms. If you don't use them, benefit from them. Condoms. That was one. That was a good one too. So now we know. He slipped. Nico slipped. And he probably got a mouthful on a personal phone call from, yeah, it'd be on Nico's show. Nico's Experience. Nikos Experience. Sofa King, alert the adversary. Frank, not Nico. More like Nick Slow. No, I was, it was funny because, Nico was talking about, he's making fun that oh gosh, I was on a treadmill and I wasn't wearing any running shoes. He was worried about plantar fasciitis, whatever you call that. Oh, I know you're so concerned about me, Nico Rodriguez, Florida. Nico Rodriguez, almost 300 fucking pounds, and he's talking about me. He used to be 370 pounds. He claims he's down to 280. But that's grossly obese. And what is he doing to try to lose weight? Huh? I think the title of my show, says it. I believe that title is on my show here. Eat with a fork, not a shovel, Nico. And he says, all the health advice that I give out. Got a lot of good health advice. But he says I'm completely contradicting everything because the fact that I smoke. I never disagreed with that. It's not exactly a contradiction or, makes my facts wrong. You see, you could do good things for your body besides bad. You could find a good balance. Of course, if you drink, which I don't, or smoke, which I presently do, but I'm quitting, you have to understand something. If you don't do any good to your body, and you just keep up with the bad, you're just making things potentially more worse for yourself, and you're not going to get healthier. But the fact that I do work out on a treadmill, and I do 3 to 4 miles a day, he finds a problem with that for some reason. So he has to say something lame like, oh, yeah, he's dumb shit he is. He's running on his treadmill with his bare feet. He's going to get plantar fasciitis. Oh, thanks for caring so much. He wants me on a steel slab, and he's caring whether I got plantar fasciitis for walking on my treadmill without my shoes on. Oh, thanks for caring, Nico Rodriguez. Thank you. He's such a sweet guy. Let's see. Sofa King said maybe Nico thinks running his mount counts as running cardio. Yeah, you might have a fact there. Mark Catley responds, Sofa King, definitely not. Frank is the only one keeping us focused on reality here. That's the truth. Sofa King says, okay, people, who smokes? Chuck Norris, Stallone, Schwarzenegger, and Frank. No, we will never say, ever. And I'm no advocate. I wish today I never smoked. I am not an advocate for cigarette smoking, cigar smoking, tobacco, chewing tobacco, and vaping. I will not ever be an advocate for any of the above. Nor will I ever try to influence, nor have I ever smoked around my girlfriend or her kids. I do not smoke in the house that Popeye proclaims that I do. I do not do that at all. I am respectful. I will not smoke in a house. And Nico and them talking about secondhand smoke and it's worse than smoke. No, it's not worse than cigarette smoking, but it can affect people. I am respectful enough that if I have to pick up a cigarette and smoke it, this brother is going outside of the house and he's closing the door. In fact, I am so respectful in that matter that let me tell you what else I do. If I'm really smelling any tobacco on my t-shirt, I change my t-shirt. And I use mouthwash. And I even wash my face. Yes, that's how respectful I am to those around me that don't smoke. You ever approach somebody that really has been smoking a lot of cigarettes? It's like, whoa, whoa. God, I remember I was at a bus stop. I was living in New York. I was taking this bus all over the place, all over the country. And I leaned over to the teller, at the bus station to ask her a question. She's like, whoa, shoving her hand and pushes her head back. Oh, she was making a statement, all right. Probably rightfully so, because I was probably reeking. Because I think they allowed you to smoke on buses at the time, and you certainly did when you got off the bus. I wouldn't be surprised. I remember my brother, when he first came to Seattle, and me and my girlfriend, Suzanne, picked him up at the airport. He's wearing a brown leather jacket, I remember it. And it smelled, because he was a chain smoker. It smelled so much of tobacco, he had to go back 2 feet. I understand. I totally understand about tobacco. So I'm not an advocate for it. Never was. Mark said what? But you do a lot to offset the effects of smoking as best as you can, and you smoke outside. Exactly. Sofa King says it's called respect. So he says if Frank runs too fast on the treadmill, it's something to start smoking. Okay. Well, here's the deal. I did a show not too long ago. I was doing about 45 minutes on the treadmill. And if that show is still on, I'm not sure if it is. You don't hear me heavy breathing. You don't hear me out of breath. No, you don't. Popeye's saying, it's over for Frank. Even if he quits, he's going to lose. Is that the way you think? Because you're a loser, Popeye? The difference between me and you is a lot of differences. Maybe I smoke, but I can walk, motherfucker. I don't need a mobility electric bike to walk, punk-ass motherfucker. PAMF, you punk-ass motherfucker. I can walk, I can talk, I can do things for myself, I can make love, baby. When's the last time you did that, besides to yourself? If you could even do that, have the capacity to do that. In fact, I'm going to have sex in another half an hour. Come to remind me of it, I'm getting worked up. Talking about these sexy guys. Yeah, what the hell? I'm overdue a couple of days. Make love, not war. You know what I mean, guys? Make love, not war. Yeah, why not? I'm going to go get laid. Do you mind, guys? I got to cut off here. Can you do that, Popeye? When's the last time you were laid, motherfucker? Punk-ass motherfucker. How about you, when's the last time you were really laid? Not bullshit because you were hanging around with some chick in the Philippines. You never fucked her. You know you didn't. You know you didn't. Because you probably can't get it up as well as your newly adopted daddy, Popeye. Oh, they're going to get triggered from this show. What do you think? What do you think, Sofa King? And yeah. Popeye is jealous. He can't walk like Frank. Well, like I said, I wanna say this again. Let's see, Popeye needs to get laid. Haha. He's so tense and bitter. I know, and it shows, doesn't it? It shows. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna get. Oh, yeah. Now, Lico said, I'm not gonna talk for Frank for 60 days. He'll do a show tonight or tomorrow. Certainly Popeye's going to pop on there. Because what else can he do if his soap opera ain't on? What is he going to do? What does he do with his time? Come on, guys. So the facts come out. Popeye is immobilized. That's all I need to know. Nico slipped. Of course, Nico's going to say, I was just kidding around. You know how I kid around on my show and I give shit, pull Popeye's chain. That's exactly what he's going to say. No, Popeye has a disability. What kind, I really don't know, and I don't really give a shit. And I'm going to tell you something, Popeye. You or Nico are going to be on that fucking stainless steel slab well before I will. Age or not age related. You'll be on that fucking slab just as I told fucking Fazio. And he went on that slab, and he's buried now about 4 months, 5 months, whatever's it been already, 4 months, 3 months, I don't know. I was right with him, and I'll be right with you, and I'll be right with Nico. You know why, Nico? Because I'm not grossly obese like you, and your heart is under heavy pressure, trying to pump that blood, and your liver is like fucking jello right now. So who's going to be on a steel slab? It'll be you well before me, bro. And Popeye, it'll definitely be you well before me, too. That is for sure. Yeah. I don't even... Hello. Let's take the camera a little bit. I don't even think the blue pills would work for Popsy. Probably not. Nico will need 2 slabs minimum. Mark said Frank is the king of baiting these old farts. All right, so here's the gig. Yeah, May 31st is officially my birthday, but not here in the Philippines. I'm probably going to celebrate it on the 1st. There's already somebody going to be doing a show, and Popeye will probably come through with another one. Well, what is he going to do if a soap opera ain't on? What the fuck's he going to go do? Go out dancing? That's why he goes to the bingo games. That's his only socialization. Bingo. That's when you're really old. He's a little bit younger than me. Not a hell of a lot, but my God, come on. You're in your 60s. That's like giving up on life. And you go to bingo. My parents used to do that. And they weren't that old. I thought that was pretty old to them. My parents used to do that. The same thing with the soap operas, you know. That's when you just giving in to your age. Don't I sound like a very vibrant, energetic person to you guys? You know damn well I do the treadmill every day, 3 or 4 miles now. Right? I do isometrics, right? I do some dumbbell weights. I'm turning 70. I'm proud to say it. I am turning 70. That's right. I am turning 70 officially on American time, May 31st. Born in 1954. That's right. If anybody's got a problem with that, take it up with your psych. And as such of what my age is, I may also say that I'm in better shape than most of these jamokes on here. Yeah. Sounds like he is 50 maximum. Well, most people said that too. You're right. Hook, line, and sinker, Frank baits him every single time. Well, I'm not really trying to bait him. I'm debating. I'm not really trying to bait him. I'm debating. The debating team. I was never part of a debating team in school, but I probably would have been pretty good. Probably would be a good lawyer, too, or at least a paralegal. I'm serious. You heard me in Seattle one time? Oh, it's a long story. I had to represent myself on an injury case. Man, you would think I had some paralegal training at least. I didn't win it, but yeah. I didn't. But I was damn good otherwise. I got to give myself some credit. I was good. I'm a good orator. I'm good in oral too, but not with the same sex like these jamokes. Speaking of sex, I gotta go. Now I've been thinking about it. I'm gonna get laid. I'm 2 days overdue, so pardon me, guys. Pardon my sarong. But the sarong's gotta come off, and I gotta get off. So, literally and figuratively speaking. All right, be a good stand-up comedian. You know, you gotta earn respect. I'll tell you, I get no respect. I get no respect at all. Take my wife, please. Please do. She's gone. Take her. Take her. Somebody else did. And then he died. Then he died. He committed suicide. That's a serious story. My ex-wife, she got together with some guy, and a fucking guy. He couldn't handle her anymore. He wondered why I divorced her. Yeah, she cheated on me, but she was somebody you didn't want to live with. You know, she wasn't a Karen. She wasn't really a Karen, no, like that, but believe me. Anyway, she got married again, and the guy committed fucking suicide. I don't make this shit up. Tell you, she didn't give me no respect at all. No respect at all. She's lucky I didn't fucking kick her ass out the fucking door, physically. Instead, I was a gentleman, my friends. I was a gentleman. I said, get your shit together. Call your sister Bobby up. Get the fuck out of here. That's what I did. I was sneaky. Went around to the back entrance. Went out with my friend Terry. He wanted to treat me to a, pitcher of beer. I wasn't much of a drinker, but I had some beer with him. Went to a little place, had a pool there, and they had machines and something. I suspected something. Shh. I suspected something. So I said, okay, hey, bring me home. I tried to call her phone, okay? It was busy. The only person she ever talks to is her sister, Bobby. She doesn't talk to anybody else. Why am I whispering? I don't know why I'm whispering. To get you in the mood of what happened. So let me tell you what happened, because I'm pretty slick. I said, Terry, do me a favor. Yeah, wait a minute, just have another beer. Okay. I said, drive me over to the house, but I don't want her to see. You see, when I left the house, she was checking the blinds to see if I actually left. I took notice of that. I knew something was going on. I knew. Okay, so, I wanted to be sociable with Terry and have a few beers with him, and that's what I did. But, I tried calling the phone. It was busy. And believe it or not, I had the phone number of the guy she worked with. I forgot how I got that. I'm pretty slick. So I called the phone over there. It was also busy. I called her sister, Bobby. No, but Bobby's phone, it wasn't busy. Her sister, it's the only person she really talks to. I called back at my own number. It's busy. I called the dude's number up. It's busy. The plot thickens. I said, Terry, okay, come on, take me home now. What I did was I left the back door in the yard unlocked. Okay, it goes right into the kitchen. So he let me off. She didn't see any headlights. You follow me so far, guys? This is a great story. So I went in the back, very quiet, up the steps. The door was already a little bit open, And I just barged in. Who are you talking to? Like a deer with the, headlights caught in their eyes, It was him. He was on the phone. Sat her down. I said, what's going on? She didn't say anything. I said, what's going on? Say anything. I said, have you been faithful to me? Was that him on the phone? Said, yeah. Came out, she hasn't been faithful to me. If you should have seen her face. No, I never struck her or anything like that. If anything, I got mad, and I took my foot, and that was stupid, and I kicked the little glass face on my stereo unit. That's all I did. I said, pack your things, get the fuck out of here. And I'm the one that divorced her. And not only did I divorce her, but I got custody of my daughter. And there's more. She was paying me child support. What guy ever has that advantage over a woman that you know of, that ever you knew of? Especially these days, but back in those days, never. The guy never got the kid. Why? I was a responsible parent. Otherwise, the kid would have to be living in a mobile home park in the worst side of town. In a fucking mobile home park, and she didn't like the grandmother. She had 2 dogs. She had a loving father. That's right. You think raising a child on your own is easy? I did that. I had those capabilities. All of them. Okay, you have more self-restraint than I do. In that situation, someone would have been injured severely. Yeah, busted, you're right, she was busted. Keep going, I'm fascinated with these stories. No, I gotta go make love to my girlfriend. I raised her since she was 5 years old. That's right. I don't regret it. It doesn't matter. We don't talk right now. That's okay. I mean, it's not okay, but, I still love her, but I can't, she didn't want to show me any respect. I mean, what can you do? I'll tell you, I get no respect, not even from her. But that's okay. I still love her till the day I die. I loved her as I was raising her, and I loved her now. That don't change. I can't change people's politics. You can't do that. It has to be a change brought upon themselves. But I can't control that. But I'll never regret raising her. And I'm one of those guys, I'm telling you the truth, that when she was an infant, I gave the mother a break. Yeah, every other night, I'd be the one that gets up in the middle of the night when the baby would cry, and I would warm up the formula, feed, change diapers. Yeah, I did that too. What a horrible guy I am, according to Nico and Popeye. I'm just a horrible guy. I'm just this horrible fucking guy. And I've never struck a woman in my life. Rumor was that Popeye had actually beat up his wife in some drunken stupor, rage. But I don't go around striking women. Oh, but listen to the way him and his girlfriend talk. We got copies of him being in a bad mood with her. Well, you know, sometimes that happens. Voice my opinion. If I don't agree with something, hello, hola. I'm human, so is she. We get into a couple of spats, but not very often. We kind of got it together pretty good. And I'm not perfect, and neither is she. Sometimes you disagree with something. Sometimes you're in a bad mood, but I'm not going to beat her up. I might say a few things like, duh, that was stupid what you said. And I meant it. If she said something stupid, I'm going to tell her, I thought that was stupid. That's who I am. I'm not going to hold back my feelings. I'm just not going to do that. No matter how much I love you, I'm going to say what's on my mind if it's relevant. Doesn't mean I'm treating my partner bad. We have a great relationship. Better than most people I ever known. But speaking of that, I got things to do right now. The judge clearly saw you with a better parent. Did she have to pay a lot for the support? No. It was like $240 a month, but that was still pretty good. She didn't have a great job, but they had to deduct it from her wages. She was working at a daycare center. They had to deduct it from her wages. Yeah. Ain't that something, guys? That's a story I'm really happy to share with you. And I sincerely mean that. Nico, go fuck yourself. If you could, you probably would. If your dick was long enough, you'd wind it around and stick it up your ass. Papa, he'd be lucky to get a fucking hard on. To even be able to